Lobster Magnet. Lobster's a 10, I told you grab it. Welcome to Lobster Magnets Review, the channel to review. I'm here with my buddy Gorogregoro.
Yeah. Yep. I'm here.
Yep, you love that yup guy. So this chapter of Hunter x Hunter, of course I said that we're late. Hopefully the audio is much better than the last few videos. I apologize for that one. This is hopefully the last video we ever use Skype for. Fingers crossed.
Yep.
If any of you guys know how to use Google Hangouts for this video chat thing, in split screen, let us know in the comments below. But we're here to talk about our one of our favorite mangas, the best manga of all, Hunter x Hunter. So, Greg, what do you think about what we learned about Benjamin, the first prince, the smexy prince who kills lions with his bare hands?
I don't know if I'd call him smexy, but he's built like a bear and fucking intimidating as fuck.
Yeah. He's probably the most badass of the prince.
We learned an interesting side to him where he's more thoughtful than other people who have that kind of aggressive attitudes. He's got this thoughtful, logical side where he's analytical, logical side, but he's very straightforward.
In the Prince rankings, I'm probably rooting for him to win the Succession War now the most. His bodyguard, I love it how everyone's having their assessment. This is why blah 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 should be king.
Yeah. It's actually kind of interesting to see some bodyguards admire the people that they're hired to protect, as opposed to someone like Tesseric, who's just everyone despises him.
They all know how much of an awful person he is. And The interesting thing, which I guess I'm not too surprised, is that he has Nen powers.
Yeah, that was an interesting revelation too. Something about Benjamin's character, it reminds me very much what's his name? Yuppie from the Chimeran Ants.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, well, I feel like he's a bit smarter than Yuppie, but yeah, I do get that sort of vibe because they're both the strong, muscle, very earnest warrior types.
Yeah, and then after Yuppie, later on, Yuppie learns to master his rage powers, and tricks one of the hunters into trying to attack him straight on. So I'm wondering if this is a weakness that I have I've just discovered on Togashi. Is that the name?
Yeah, Togashi, you got it right. And then what he uses similar archetypes again and again?
Yeah, it's a similar character archetype. We
haven't
really got super illogical rage-induced characters yet. Super duper.
So far they said that he seems emotional, but he's actually the most logical and thought one out. And I like that scene with him and the second prince, Camilla, the girl, and she says, arrogant, and she's
batshit crazy.
Yeah, it's letting a mad dog, take care of the king. It's why would I forget what the analogy he used, but why would Camilla ever babysit a dog? She speaks of herself in the third person. For some reason, I feel like she's going to go far.
It's so crazy. I mean, I love that. I love that. That kind of character in Hunter x Hunter. I think it'll be interesting seeing how she interacts with the rest of the princes.
Yeah, I must say one thing I'm really enjoying is I love the princes, all of their opinions on who they think is a threat, who they think isn't a threat. Which ones they give a shit about, which ones they don't, which one they think is worthy, and all the reasons why they think the other ones are unworthy. I think it's this big family drama with supernatural powers and political power struggles, which is what makes this this setup so interesting, even though it has nothing to do with any of the other shit that's going on.
Yeah, I'm wondering sometimes now, is Togashi gonna get too deep with the intricacies with the princes, Like
That's a good question.
I wanted to sort of bounce back a little bit to like sort of the main story arc of like the Dark Continent. Like, what are the other Zodiacs doing while they're on the ship? Now that they have like, maybe they're more informed about these Nen beasts.
Well, here's what I think. I think Togashi will there'll be some incredible climax where like 2 or 3 of the princes die, and will be invested in learning more, and then that's when you'll cut back to the Zodiacs and the other characters.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Or Prolo Lucifer will be at dinner and he'll look really smexy as fuck and he'll be trying to woo one of the princes.
Yeah.
To see if he could steal their Nen beast.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. Could he steal a Nen beast with his powers?
No idea. That'd be an interesting thing to see Togashi try and explore. Maybe he tried just for the shits and giggles.
Yeah.
I think no, but who knows? Togashi could come up with a really convoluted explanation as to a reason why he can, but he has to do 5 or 6 extra steps to make it happen.
Yeah. Well, be interesting to see. I want to see what Pariston is up to, what Jing is up to.
Of course,
if they're on the ship to begin with. Are they on a separate ship? Or are they just tailing along the bigger ship? What is going on with those two? I want to know more about Jing and Pariston right now.
Well, don't we all? I don't think we are, though. Just, I feel like Togashi's so far into this Game of Thrones thing that, he's not going to want to leave it. And it's interesting how Krapika's, becoming a bigger figure about the princes, where they're talking about what is Krapika's motivation for telling the Nen beasts. When Krapika's, very simply motivated. He's just trying to, do the best he can to mitigate the damage of this stupid clusterfuck that he's been forced into.
Yeah, They don't realize how little he really cares about the Kakin politics as much as he cares about saving lives and stuff.
Yeah, he's ultimately Krapika's interesting, and oh god, there's a really great video essay. Maybe after you finish the Uber one, I'll send it to you. In the sense that Krapika's this, he's a vengeance character, but unlike someone I don't know, Sasuke, who he's often been compared to, he doesn't every time the further and colder it makes him, the worse off he is, and you can see him visibly suffering from it.
Yeah.
But he won't relent, even though that it would probably be best for him just to embrace the power of friendship and hang out with his friends and lighten his mood.
Yeah, he's a tragic character when he's that vengeful, and it's really great to see him working together with other hunters and trying to help other people come up with solutions, helping out Prince Wobble.
Yeah, he has no interest, but because he's a nice guy and she asked him nicely, he's probably going to try his hardest. He's not going to let Prince Wobble alone while he goes to murder Tesseric or get his eyes back.
Exactly, he's not that selfish.
I do really want a scene where Krapika has a long 10-page dinner conversation with Tesseric, and Tesseric talks about his philosophy in life and how he believes the chosen are deserve to prey upon the weak or some bullshit like that, and Krapika's eyes go scarlet red.
Yeah. Oh, and Tesseric, he just you see him go ecstatic because he's
yeah.
You have the last pair of eyes. And
yeah,
he's
and he's my collection will be complete. And it's yeah, I'll decapitate your head, and through rich people's science, I'll keep you alive, just so your eyes shine the brightest.
That would be really cool. If that
or his Nen power has some way how he can preserve his victims or some bullshit like that. And he wants Krapika as this human doll as his prime trophy.
Yeah. Well,
so not so much of a Tesseric as much as I want to see him. How well do you think Benjamin's going to do? I'm rooting for him, but I feel like he's going to get killed off in I don't know, 4 or 5 chapters from now.
I don't really want him to get killed off. I think he could just do better just for the sake that he knows Nen. No, the princes know Nen. Nen is a huge advantage, even though he's it seems that he's written up to be super hyped up as a character. Just having Nen is just a huge advantage, and Tesseract like is only starting to learn Nen. He's just like a complete noob. Like there's no way the princess can learn Nen like while they're in the middle of this journey. Like all of a sudden.
I think what we really need at this point is like we need to like see what these Nen beasts can do, because it's amazing. They can do everything and nothing. Who knows? We don't fucking know. Nobody knows. Do they have like a bunch of abilities? Do they have restrictions on their abilities? Like they're open, vessels of Togashi to fill with details. As of right now, all we know is that like they vaguely resemble some aspect of the personality of the person that conjures them.
I wonder if other Nen beasts can attack other Nen beasts.
They said no.
Oh, never mind.
They said no. They can't attack other Nen beasts, and they can't attack other Nen beast users.
That seems really weird.
I know, and I think it's like hopefully next chapter I want to see.
It's like really non-confrontational.
Yeah, like I guess maybe that's my frustration. It's just like I'm a little sick of everyone like plotting around. I want to see someone actually do something.
Yes.
Like I want to see some political intrigue.
That's why I was like, maybe I was a little bit disappointed with like Benjamin kind of holding back. Like he seemed like emulating what we all wanted, like someone to actually go gun-ho and like, yes, like start the succession war, start killing people.
Let's start killing. Let's get this Hunger Games going.
And then his bodyguard is like, wait, no, I'm the voice of reason. Let's analyze this problem thoroughly.
And then of course he's like, oh, all of my bodyguards, because I have the most. You got to go spy on everyone else. And then, yep, guy, your favorite character.
You see Benjamin, he kind of like goes a little bit out of character of what we're used to. He's just like, he's sitting like arms crossed and like, yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're right.
Well, that was the whole point. We don't really know much about him, and like that's sort of like defying our expectations in the sense that like he seems like this super emotional guy. He kind of feels like we assumed he was like Uvagin.
Yes, that's another character that was sort of seems similar to, I guess Uvagin was more gung-ho.
Well, Uvagin was a fun character, and just like he loved living life at the fullest and beating the shit out of people, and like he didn't care about the consequences, and like there's a vicarious thrill about those kind of characters who just don't give a shit and are fully independent and kind of dumb and just like blow their way through everything, which is why Uvagin on the surface is kind of like a very basic bruiser character, but he feels more in depth than like other bruiser characters.
Yeah. He's definitely fun because like other characters are trying to like outthink him and work their way around him, and it's interesting how he reacts to that and like beats them up.
Yeah, and he usually does some sort of animal thing, like where he yells at a character loud enough to kill them, or he eats another guy's brains. And he always has this sort of animal instinct like way that like gets around all their crafty bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. That's so beautiful.
Which was extremely fun to watch. It was so fun to watch. Like while Benjamin feels like he's not so much like smart, like he feels like he's much smarter than Uvagin, even if he is like that, like pure guy who kills bears with his bare hands.
Yeah, it does seem like he is being, he does have a restriction on him. He's like not outright fighting these princes. Like once he gets to the ballroom, he's just like he's holding it in, and he's just like, I'm getting ready for that one moment, and
he's like tearing off his shirt. Oh, I'm gonna go kill him. Oh no, you know what? Okay, we're gonna do the smart, sensible thing, which is nice as like a piece of character development, and like makes him probably the most like I don't know. He's my favorite prince right now. In terms of like, him and Tesseract are probably the most interesting right now. I'm rooting for Benjamin. I don't think he's going to win, but I think he's going to get far. But like, in terms of like moving the plot forward, like we need to see the Den Beasts do some shit. We need to see some death. We need to like see someone draw first blood. And I feel like we're getting a little impatient because like Togashi has this like trend where he'll like do like 8, 9, or 10 chapters, enough to like publish another volume of Hunter x Hunter, and then that's when the hiatus kicks in.
Yeah.
And like someone pointed out, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that makes so much fucking sense."
What? There's a pattern to his hiatus?
Yeah, that he'll do enough to like have another volume published, which is like 9 to 10 chapters.
Oh, okay.
Like he'll pull himself out of his hiatus because like maybe he runs out of money or whatever, and then he makes enough to sell another volume. Then he goes back into like sleep time to regenerate or whatever.
Yeah. So should we talk about Yup Guy? I think.
Tell us about. I don't have anything to say about Yup Guy. You love him, Greg. Why is Yup Guy the best?
Benjamin sent out all his soldiers to spy on the other princes because he apparently has his own private army for whatever.
Well, he's the first prince, so he has like the most political connection. So, that's why he's the most bodyguards and the best bodyguards, assumingly.
Yeah. And so he says to his bodyguards, like, if they attack you, I give you permissions to kill anybody who attacks you. You are doing it out of self-defense. So he's basically giving them permission to kill. So this Yup Guy is like, he's taking full advantage of those words, and he's kind of being like a really snarky douchebag. Where he's she pulled a knife on me. I'm gonna kill her. I'm just doing it out of self-defense. Yup.
That's why you like Yup Guy, because he's this homicidal guy who's been given a very loose license to kill.
Exactly.
And he's obviously abusing it.
Exactly. He's just like Mr. Snarky assassin asshole. It's just really funny. He's gonna use any excuse to kill people with those words.
Probably. Like, he's not a very reliable character. Maybe he was right. Maybe she was trying to put, or maybe he's just a murderous guy who wants an excuse to kill people. I'm sure like he's gonna be like a mini boss for Krapika to face off against in his bid to protect Wobble. But Benjamin did say don't kill like the princes or hurt the princes. He just wants them there for observation.
But he said if anybody attacked him, you have my permission to kill.
We'll have to see if it's a prince. But oh man, it was definitely an interesting chapter. Not the most dramatic chapter. I want blood in the sand. I want Nen Beasts to do shit. I want to know what these Nen Beasts can do exactly. So
I guess I'm a little bit fed up with all this like bullshitting around, like
beating around the bush
with like the succession war. Like, why are they still hesitating on like trying to kill the other princes? Like, the whole thing with the succession war felt like this huge assassination Game of Thrones kind of thing. And some people want to do it absolutely directly, and I want to see that. Yeah,
we need to see people make mistakes.
Yes.
We need to see princes do stupid shit. We need to see princes, like, how the Nen Beasts work, how they defend against assassins. What is the tactic that you get through a Nen Beast? What kind of political maneuvering do you have to do?
I thought Benjamin would have been a perfect example of someone just going gun-ho and then maybe, getting his ass handed to him by the Nen Beasts.
No, we'll have to wait to it next chapter to see. So that's why I'm going to give this chapter an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I love Hunter x Hunter, but I have to agree with you. 8 out of 10 because, I have faith in Togashi. It's just like this chapter was probably the weakest in terms of telling the story.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a bad chapter. It just felt like it didn't move things along. We don't need, 2 pages explaining that, Krapika warned the ship. Who could have warned the ship? Oh, we know it's fucking Krapika. What is his motivation? Oh, we know his fucking motivation. He's a fucking decent human being who wants to, have people be adequately prepared to go on this fucking trip.
Yeah, and I wanted to see, especially someone like Benjamin who seemed like he has such a drive to, go completely animal ballistic. Like, even he was, restricted by all these, beating around the bush bullshit excuses of, we can't do that because the Nen Beasts, we don't know what the Nen Beasts are. We gotta super analyze our opponents. Everyone's being super analytical, and I want to see someone who goes against the grain of that.
Yeah. Well, we need to see someone make a mistake. We need to see like someone try and kill the fat guy, and like something bad happens. Like we definitely need like some bad shit to happen, or that prince who wanted to like escape from the Succession War.
Yes.
And then there was that thing where it was like, ooh, does that mean everyone's dead? What does sole survivor mean? And then the king's like, ooh, it means exactly like that, sole survivor. Blah blah blah. And yeah, we need some hot Nen Beast on Nen Beast action. We need some blood in the water. We need some Nen Beast carnage. Sunday, Game of Thrones, Hunger Games, bloody Succession War.
Isaac, if you had to link an affiliate link, what would your affiliate link be?
Fuck. Oh man, I don't know.
Could maybe it be like something involving Yup? if you looked up anything with Yup.
Right now, I'm gonna I'm thinking an MMA like starter kit, so you can like train to go kill bears like Benjamin. Get this MMA starter kit, so you can like learn how to punch out bears.
Have you ever heard of like a bear suit, where like you basically dress up as like a super armored football player, and you can like walk around like with bears? But it's like
I know what you're talking about. Bear armor. I don't think they sell that. Yeah, it was like from that documentary, Grizzly Man.
Yes.
And he has like Halo armor. All right, fine. I'm gonna like check it like 2 seconds. If there's no Grizzly armor, we're going with the MMA.
Okay.
Bear armor, because I don't think he like sells those. Yeah, I don't see any Grizzly Man armor.
All right.
So we're going to go for the MMA kit, so you can train like Benjamin and train to like kill a bear.
All right, fair enough. And maybe develop Nen while you're at it.
Yeah, Nen powers. Be logical. You can be the thoughtful warrior like everyone's favorite prince. Well, one last thing before we head off, Greg. Who are you rooting for in the Prince War? Who do you think is going to make it out in the end?
I don't know. I think several princes are going to end up being alive at the end of it. I want to see Tesseric make it through. I want to see Cammy make it through, just because I think it'd be absolutely batshit crazy if she made it through and kept on existing as a character. Benjamin, I don't feel like he's gonna last that long. I also want to see the Afro guy with the long nose.
I'm rooting for Benjamin. I don't think he's gonna. I think he'll make like midway to three quarters of the way through. I'm rooting for him to pull through the end. He's my favorite prince. I agree with you. I don't think he's gonna last that long. I feel like he's gonna die 2/3 of the way. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see like the fat guy who just doesn't give a damn become like a dark horse.
I don't know. The fat guy, he just seems too obviously not interested in the Succession War. Like, who is he trying to fool by having that insane fucking techno dance party with all his women there, and I don't
know. I just like the moon thing that just like screaming, and it's like, yeah, boy. That just like was my. Or are you rooting for Chameleon Guy? Chameleon Guy is gonna like fucking win it all.
I need to see more of Chameleon Guy. I just like his Nen Beast the best. I don't really like him though.
I remember reading somewhere that apparently it's a her, but I don't know.
Is it a her?
Maybe. Hunter x Hunter does weird things with gender.
Well, that's whatever. Fine.
She's a very interesting looking woman.
Yeah. But Tesseric probably needs to make it far, definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna make it really
He's
far.
A very scary character, and the fact that he's trying to learn Nen too is also pretty scary.
Are you rooting for him in the same way you root for a villain you love?
Yeah.
I'm trying to in a Sunday. Who's your favorite wrestler? Who's your favorite prince?
Yeah, it's like rooting for a villain. I think he's the most interesting in terms of villainry right now. He's a very, very evil prince. And also, I think Cammy could also be that kind of evil as well. Like she just like absolutely batshit crazy.
She just doesn't seem like a smart evil. She seems like a, oh, you're peasants and I'm royalty kind of evil.
But like absolutely, maybe schizophrenic kind of evil.
We'll have to wait and see. I hope the ugly girl who thinks she is like a fairy men beast turns out to be like, have a really powerful men beast.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. There's so many questions we need answered.
I feel like the Afro guy, penis Afro guy, is not going to last long. I feel like he's going to get killed really early.
Penis Afro guy, is that what you call him?
Yeah, because he's got the penis monster.
Oh yeah. Well, I was kind of interested in seeing him go a little bit farther because he's just like trying to ignore that aspect of it, and he's doing something completely different. I don't know. It'd been nice to see.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
We need some Prince death.
We need some death. We need blood. We need violence and blood in our fictional gladiator Hunger Games blood sport. Hopefully this week we'll get some blood and guts. Blood and guts and blood and guts and blood and guts and...
Yes.
Alright, so thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. We love your likes and comments and subscriptions. And I have my sign out line.
What's your sign out line?
Remember, if lobster's antennas, but don't you grab it.
What?
Lobster has antennas, but don't you grab it.
Lobster has antennas, but don't you grab it?
Mm-hmm. Lobster has antennas, but don't you grab it. Shut the video. We're done. Lobster has antennas, but don't you grab it. Lobster's making lights.